Have you ever stood at the front door, looked out at the sidewalk and thought to yourself, is it even worth it? Maybe your knees ache, maybe it's been a long day, or maybe walking just doesn't feel like it used to. But somewhere deep down, you know that moving your body, especially as you get older, isn't just good for you. It's vital. Here's the thing, no one tells you loud enough. The secret to a longer, healthier life might not be locked away in some expensive pill or complicated gym routine. It could be right outside your door. A simple, steady walk, just 30 minutes a day, can be one of the most powerful ways to add more years to your life and more life to your years. And no, you don't have to power walk or sweat buckets for it to work. Just moving your body with intention every single day is enough to spark a chain reaction of benefits you'll start feeling sooner than you think. In this video, we're going to talk about exactly why seniors who walk 30 minutes a day tend to live longer, and more importantly, how it changes the way they live. Because it's not just about extra years, it's about better ones. Let's start with something that affects almost every senior at some point: heart health. You've probably heard it before, your heart is a muscle, and like any muscle, it needs movement to stay strong. But what does that actually mean in your day-to-day life? It means that a gentle, consistent walk each day helps your heart pump blood more efficiently. It lowers your blood pressure. It helps control cholesterol. It keeps the arteries a little more elastic, which means less strain with every heartbeat. And you don't need to walk for hours to see the benefit. Just 30 minutes of walking, 5 days a week, can significantly reduce your risk of heart disease and stroke. There's something incredible about that, isn't there? You're not running marathons, you're not lifting weights. You're simply putting one foot in front of the other, letting your body do what it was built to do. And in return, your heart responds by beating stronger, smoother, and longer. I once spoke with a man in his late 70s who'd had a heart scare a few years back. Nothing too serious, but enough to make him pause. His doctor didn't hand him a list of medications right away. Instead, she said, start walking, 30 minutes, every morning. And so he did. At first, it was slow. He said he had to rest at every block. But a month in, he was walking the full 30 without stopping. A year later, his doctor said his heart looked 10 years younger. His only response? It all started with a single sidewalk. But walking isn't just good for your heart. It's also a powerful tool for keeping your mind sharp. And if there's one thing most of us worry about as we age, it's memory. Losing your keys is one thing, but forgetting faces or struggling to find the right words can shake your confidence in a way that's hard to explain unless you've felt it. What's beautiful is that walking helps here too. When you walk, you increase blood flow to the brain. That means more oxygen, more nutrients, and more activity in the regions responsible for memory and learning. Some studies even show that regular walking can increase the size of the hippocampus, the part of your brain linked to memory. And here's where it gets even more interesting. It's not just about preserving what you have, it's about building new connections. Walking, especially in a peaceful, natural setting, reduces stress hormones that can damage brain tissue. It boosts mood, sharpens focus, and over time, makes you feel more mentally resilient. If you've ever gone for a walk and come back feeling just a little lighter in your mind, even if your body was tired, you've already felt that effect. That mental clarity isn't a coincidence. It's your brain saying, thank you. And you don't need silence or solitude to enjoy the benefits. In fact, walking with a friend, a neighbor, or even a grandchild can make it even more powerful. Conversation stimulates the mind. Laughter lifts your spirits. And before you know it, the minutes pass without effort, and you've done something wonderful for your body and soul without even realizing it. Now, what about the aches? The stiff knees, the sore back, the heaviness that settles in your body when you sit too long. You might be thinking, walking sounds great, but I hurt just getting out of bed. And I hear you, that's real. But here's a gentle truth. Sometimes, movement is the very thing your body needs to stop hurting. The more you move, the more your joints get lubricated, your muscles stay warm, and your body becomes more flexible. Walking helps reduce stiffness in your legs, hips, and back. It strengthens your posture, supports your balance, and makes those everyday movements, getting up from a chair, climbing a step, bending down, easier and safer. You don't have to go fast, you don't have to go far, but you do have to keep going, because every step you take now is a step toward feeling better tomorrow. Now that we've talked about how walking supports your heart, your brain, and your body's mobility, let's go even deeper. Because there's another layer to this, a quieter, more emotional one, that explains why this simple daily walk is changing lives, especially for people in their 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond. It's about how walking changes the way you feel about yourself. You see, something happens when you get outside, even if it's just for a few minutes. The rhythm of your steps, the feel of the breeze on your face, the birds in the trees, the sound of your breath. It reminds you that you're still alive. Not just alive in the sense that your heart is beating, but really alive, present, capable, moving forward. And for so many seniors, that feeling is priceless. Because aging can sometimes feel like you're slowly being sidelined, like the world is moving ahead while you're being told to slow down, step back, sit down, rest. But what if the real power lies in choosing to keep moving, no matter what the world says? Walking is a quiet form of defiance. It says, I'm still here, I still have a say in how I live this life. And that emotional strength, that inner fire, grows with every walk. You might start for the physical benefits, but the emotional ones will keep you going. Confidence, pride, hope. Yet I remember a woman I met at a community center who had just turned 82. She started walking at age 76 after losing her husband. She was heartbroken, lonely, and didn't know what to do with herself. One day she put on his old windbreaker and went for a walk around the block. That one walk turned into a daily habit. Then it became her ritual. Now she walks every morning at 7 a.m., rain or shine. And she says, when I'm walking, I feel like he's still with me. I feel strong again. That's the thing about walking. It's not just an exercise, it's a therapy. It's reflection, it's recovery, it's routine. And you don't have to do it alone. In fact, many seniors find that walking becomes the best way to reconnect with others and with themselves. You might see familiar faces on your route. Share a smile or a few kind words. Maybe you start walking with someone from your building or a neighbor you never really got to know until now. Those connections, small as they may seem, matter deeply. Loneliness is one of the biggest risks for seniors. It's not just unpleasant, it's dangerous. Studies have shown that isolation can lead to higher rates of depression, cognitive decline, and even physical illness. But walking gives you a reason to go outside, to see people, to feel part of something again. Even if it's just exchanging good morning with the woman walking her dog or nodding to the man who sits on his porch, it matters. It's all part of reminding yourself that you belong, that you still have value, that your presence is felt. And then there's the rhythm of walking itself, the gentle pace, the natural movement. It calms the nervous system, helps process emotion, clears the mind. It's why people throughout history have used walking as a way to think, to pray, to grieve, to heal, and it's still just as powerful today. That's why it doesn't matter if your walk is 5 blocks or 5 minutes. What matters is that you show up for yourself. Each day, just put on your shoes and step out the door. Don't worry about pace or distance. Just go. Let your feet carry you where they will. Because walking isn't about measuring your performance. It's about reclaiming your time, your strength, your independence. You're not walking to compete with anyone. You're walking to connect with the world, with your health, and most importantly, with the parts of yourself that are still curious, still resilient, still full of life. And the beauty of it all is that it's so simple. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need special equipment. You don't need perfect weather. All you need is a safe path, a pair of shoes, and a little bit of willingness to take that first step. And every single day you do, you're making a promise to yourself, I'm still growing, I'm still trying, I'm still here. That's the power of 30 minutes. Not just a longer life, but a better one, a fuller one. A life where you feel proud of what your body can still do, where you sleep better, think more clearly, hurt a little less, smile a little more. And now that we've talked about how walking supports your heart, your brain, your body, and your spirit, let's talk about something even deeper. The lasting impact it has on your independence, your confidence, and the way you move through the world as you age. Because how you feel about aging might just change when you start walking into it instead of away from it. Because that's the real beauty of walking. It doesn't just keep you moving physically, it keeps you moving mentally and emotionally too. And when we talk about independence, especially as we age, what we're really talking about is the ability to keep showing up in your own life, to keep making your own choices, to keep doing things for yourself. That's what walking gives you. You see, every step you take strengthens not just your legs, but your balance, your coordination, and your confidence. And that matters more than most people realize, because one of the biggest risks to independence after 60 isn't illness, it's falling. One fall can change everything, but walking helps prevent that. It trains your muscles, yes, but it also trains your body to stay upright, to stabilize, to recover. You walk to the corner store today, and tomorrow you're more confident going up the stairs. You walk around the block each evening, and next week you're bending down to tie your shoes without hesitation. That's real independence. And it goes deeper. The act of walking teaches your body trust. Trust that it can still move. Trust that it can still react. Trust that it hasn't given up. And when your body knows that, it frees your mind. Suddenly, you're not worried about going to the grocery store, or about keeping up with your grandchildren, or about being a burden to someone else. You know you've still got it, because you've proven it to yourself, every single day. That kind of confidence is contagious. It changes how you speak, how you hold yourself, how you show up in the world. You stop shrinking, you start standing, and that simple 30-minute walk, it becomes a foundation you can build your day and your life around. I knew a woman in her 60s who had stopped driving and started relying on her adult children to take her everywhere. She felt like she was losing pieces of her independence bit by bit. But instead of giving in, she decided to start walking. First, just to the end of her street, then to the park, then to the store a few blocks away. Within months, she was moving around on her own again. She still didn't drive, but she didn't need to. Walking had given her the freedom she thought she'd lost. She told me, "It's not just about getting somewhere. It's about proving to myself that I still can." That's what walking offers. Not perfection, not painlessness, but possibility. And when you feel that, when your body and mind are aligned with that feeling, you start living differently. Even your outlook begins to shift. Walking has been shown to ease symptoms of depression and anxiety in older adults. There's something deeply healing about the rhythm of your feet on the ground, the feeling of fresh air in your lungs, the soft sun on your face. It's like a natural reset button for your mind. You start your walk feeling heavy and come back feeling lighter, not because your problems disappeared, but because you remembered that you are still in motion. And that's everything. Because staying still is what ages us, not time, not birthdays, not the number of candles on a cake. It's disconnection. It's stagnation. But walking daily, intentionally, is your way of saying, "I'm not done yet." It's your way of reclaiming control over the aging process. Not resisting it, but walking through it with grace, with strength, and with pride. And the best part, it's not about doing it perfectly. Some days you might walk a mile. Some days you might only get to the corner and back. That's okay. What matters is that you go, that you keep showing up, that you keep choosing yourself. Because every step counts. Every step is a message to your body, that you still care, that you're still investing in your health, your happiness, your freedom. You don't need fancy gear. You don't need a perfect schedule. You don't even need to feel motivated every day. You just need a good pair of shoes, a safe path, and the willingness to try. And once it becomes a habit, you'll start to notice something amazing. You'll sleep more soundly, you'll breathe more easily, you'll feel more alert, your digestion will improve, your mood will lift, and maybe, just maybe, you'll start looking forward to your walk, not because you have to, but because it makes you feel alive. So if you're watching this and wondering whether 30 minutes of walking a day is really worth it, it is. It absolutely is. It could be the key that unlocks the healthier, happier, more independent version of you that's been waiting underneath the aches, the fatigue, and the doubt. You are still capable of so much more than you think. And if you've already started walking, I'd love to know, how has it changed your life? Share your story in the comments below. You never know who might read it and feel inspired to take that very first step because of you. If this video spoke to you, even in a small way, please give it a like and consider subscribing. We're building a community where aging isn't feared, it's embraced. Where every step forward is a reminder that you're still moving, still growing, still here. And if you're ready to support your walking routine even further, be sure to check the description below. I've included a few affiliate links to helpful resources that support healthy movement and daily wellness. If you choose to use them, it helps the channel, and I'm truly grateful for that. Here's to your strength, to your momentum, to every single step forward. Here's to living longer and walking toward it, one step at a time. And don't go just yet. The next video is ready for you right here on the screen. Let's keep walking this path together.